Welcome everyone to another great episode of the Puff Drink Talk podcast, where we like to puff on cigars, drink a little bit, and discuss topics and various things.
From time to time we eat.
We do eat.
Sometimes we eat food.
Yeah.
We are animals.
You said weed or eat?
Eat.
We eat. We eat. I don't quite know exactly what it means in that case.
We eat food.
We do a lot of things around here.
Yes.
It's just a happening podcast. Konrad here.
Dylan.
Hilton.
Errol.
George.
And Pablo.
Pablito.
We missed you last week.
I missed y'all as well. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Halloween special, and I did not get to show up and enjoy the festivities.
Yeah.
All in our costumes.
Yeah, we're all like on costumes, and then we gave up the costumes because you're not here.
Well, I'm glad I was missed.
You were missed.
Vastly.
What did you end up doing for Halloween?
What did I do for Halloween?
Party? You said you had a party or something?
That was on a Thursday, right?
No, Friday. Yeah. No, Thursday. You're right.
It was a Thursday, last Thursday. I played cornhole.
Cornhole.
Yes, I played in the cornhole tournament. No, we didn't have cornhole. No, I didn't have cornhole. What did we do on Halloween?
If you want to stop lying,
I wasn't with you.
great.
No, I'm not something. We didn't have cornhole because it was Thursday. No one would show up because they're with their kids handing out candy. Actually, we went out with some friends to a local bar in Liberty Hill, and we had drinks.
Okay.
That's what we did.
There you go. I don't know.
That's pretty much what I did. Also went to a friend's house and we ate a lot, drank a lot.
You didn't give out candy?
Well, we had candies. We left because we went to a friend's house, so we left a basket full of candy.
Oh, the first kid took it all, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah.
Took the
No,
basket.
they don't. You know, because we've done it in the past, and then the times that like we get back, there's still a few candies in there. But no, we left that so that they would come around and pick it up.
You guys live in a good neighborhood.
My neighborhood is pretty good.
Those little rapscallions, they took that candy instantly.
That's what I'm saying, man. Back when I was a little kid, if we saw someone that lived
I was
the bowl
lucky
on the
that they
front porch,
kept
we
it.
took the
Or
whole.
they didn't keep it.
We took the bowl and everything.
Yeah, they'll
The
take it.
reason I had this discussion because we put it like 3-4 times on the outside, and then 20 minutes later, nothing was there. So we figured out that people not only took the chocolate but took the basket together.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
next time you're gonna have a surprise for them.
A BB gun?
I know, maybe a water spray or something.
Catapult it out.
Don't go that far.
You gotta
Yeah.
buy like party bowls from like Dollar Tree, so when they get stolen, it's like, whatever.
Something coming.
But I
from
will
the
tell you, I
floor.
had a good costume to bring.
Think again.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Wow. That is something.
Let me see.
I had the old Trump mask, which is kind of funny. It was this guy's birthday. Look at him; he's wearing the Trump shirt, so it's fitting.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
That's awesome.
So even on the mask, you can't see the ear injury.
And I even cut the tongue out of it so I could smoke a cigar, and I wasn't able to bring it here and wear it.
Oh,
man.
Got me.
It's all right.
You don't need
Next
to cry,
year.
Paul.
I'm crying all about it. Oh no, just kidding. That's just the smoke
called
that blew my
sensitive
face. I
eyes
turn my
and-
hat around backwards again.
We haven't even
The hat
started with the
smoke
cigars.
Oh.
traps the smoke.
Traps it.
Mayor Bob,
My eyes
happy
are
birthday,
sensitive.
Conrad.
It's all
Have
good.
George buy you a cigar.
Whoa! Hey!
Who said that?
Thank you,
Bob
Bob.
Young.
Bob,
Mr.
my
Bob.
man.
Birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Saturday.
Well,
Thank
happy
you.
late birthday.
No, soon.
Oh, it's
Is
not
this-
Saturday.
oh, this
Oh,
Saturday.
screw you. I'll get you next
So
week.
your birthday's on the 9th.
What are you doing Friday?
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was on the 8th.
Yeah.
Bob is great. Yeah, I saw him yesterday.
Howdy, Bob.
Always great company.
Good.
Great company.
You're finally going to be 21.
Finally. Yeah.
About time.
Just ever closer.
Yeah, and he said that during his birthday, he's going to start supporting the Cowboys.
Atta boy.
I didn't go that far.
Atta
Because
boy.
that,
It's a bad time to start.
Oh!
Can you bring us a quarterback? We need one.
Well,
Busting
I
out
got-
Trey Lance this
I
week.
gotta find the pitcher, but
We got Cooper. We're good.
who?
Hey,
Trey-
Cooper
no,
Rush
Trey
isn't
Lance.
bad.
Cooper Rush is not a bad backup.
He's
my
not
man.
Dak Prescott, but he can play.
He was 5-1 as a starter last season.
Problem is, that's not our only issue. I don't know if we're getting Micah Parsons back or not, but we're injured.
So that was my son at
Deep.
the school. They had like a trunk or treat, and
Okay.
they had a book fair, and he wanted to get that Cowboys poster.
Nice.
So I put him up for adoption. He didn't. Nobody picked him up yet. So
No takers.
Yeah, if you want a 9-year-old that likes the Cowboys now,
what do you want for
reach
him?
out to
I'm sure we can find a spot.
But
How old is he? 9?
9.
You're gonna
I can't work him yet.
Yeah.
You might bribe him, to become a
Seahawks
a
fan.
Seahawks fan.
He likes the Raiders and Cowboys, so it's a lost cause.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's okay.
Just a question about baseball. Someone sent me this. Could you explain what it is?
9-inning MLB games lasting 3 hours.
Do you know what it means?
Probably the pitch count.
Probably a pitch count.
Because there are change.
What is it? 9 inning, maybe less than 3+ hours.
There was a change in rules. I think Donnie told me there was a change in the rules in 2023.
Yes.
Look at the impact on that.
2023, they implemented the pitch clock on the pitchers. Prior to
that's what
2023, there was no pitch clock, so the pitcher could take as long as he wanted to pitch the ball within reason.
Okay.
And because there was different delays and extending games and different, signals and things going on, that's when the MLB came in and put a rule in of a pitch clock, which I believe is 20 seconds.
Yes, 20. It is 20 seconds.
20-second pitch clock.
The guy pitches the ball. He's got 20 seconds to reset, assess the field if he's going to throw, pick off to somebody who's trying to steal or whatnot, or he's got to pitch.
He could just filibuster before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he could just
Before,
filibuster.
yeah.
His way. That's what they
We're
did.
within a reason,
The
yeah.
MLB got rid of the filibuster.
Yeah, right.
The only thing that'll stop it from happening that quick is if the player at bat calls like time. You can step out, readjust something, and then step back.
Do you know
in.
that was a big issue in basketball last year?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have 10 seconds for a free throw.
Oh, okay.
And Giannis was taking 20, 25, and then all the other players were pissed
Catching his breath.
because when he took 20 plus seconds in the finals, he got 15 free throws and he scored all the 15 free throws.
Yeah.
So the next year he was doing the same, and his percentage was very high. When he dropped to 10, now his percentage is 52%. That's Shaq bad. That's how bad it is, like Shaq bad.
Well, and that's to the point with baseball, bringing it back to baseball. Now you have a lot more pitchers. Because before, the whole filibuster argument that you're making, a pitcher would go up, pitch the ball. All right, I'm going to rest my arm. I'm going to check first base. All right, he's not doing anything. I'll check third. All right, he'd sit there for a minute or two and then throw out another pitch. Rest his arm. So you would extend the arm longevity of that pitcher a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays, you got 20 seconds. You throw that pitch. You get that ball back. Set up. Look. Pitch again. And a lot of the pitchers are pitching even before the 20 seconds. So they'd be 10 seconds, 15 seconds. So you literally have to go, okay, I'm going to throw a 100-mile-an-hour ball. All right, get back and do it again. All right, get back and do it again. So
Would you say that changed a little bit the nature of the game? Like, has it changed, not the nature, but affected the game?
in my opinion, a more positive way. I don't know,
Okay.
Paul, you speak to it as a purist.
I think it's a positive change for the game. I don't see anything wrong with it. To put a timer on it. Yeah, you got a timer on basketball for free throws. You got a timer in football for snapping the ball. Why isn't there some kind of time frame in baseball?
Yeah.
So to have a 20-second, and I think any pitcher should be ready to pitch the ball and release it from his hand within 20 seconds. I don't see any reason why that can't happen.
I don't either.
And how did you feel before when that happened? Was there some things in soccer that it pisses me off? Like the time that if you're winning, the time you take to put the ball back to the game.
Well,
it takes sometimes like 20, 30 seconds. And they're trying to kill in time.
This one made sense to me.
You wouldn't get a whole lot of filibuster going on in baseball for a couple of reasons. If you did it a lot, the batters would call timeout a lot because the batters are up there, they're ready to go, and if you don't pitch within a timely manner, they're okay. Let's reset. But the other thing is pitchers getting a rhythm. It's get the ball back, take a couple seconds, stand up there, get signal, boom, let's go. Let's do it again.
That's
They
true.
get in a rhythm.
That's true.
It's more dynamic. The game became more
so
dynamic.
You wouldn't find a lot of filibuster. Now you get into maybe some playoff games and let's stall a little bit and give it a second. You might see
Rest
some
that
of it there.
arm.
But
A little bit of mind game.
I would say
Yeah.
9% of the season you didn't see any problems with it.
But it has drastically decreased the amount of time
Right.
that a baseball game is. I know when
Is it bad or good? Because
Good.
the commercials, is it
Good.
bad or good?
That's good. Well, in a commercial world, it's probably not any good, but
Yeah,
in the,
you know
in the
what I'm
player
saying?
world,
Like,
I
it's
think it's
always,
great.
yeah.
I went to, after they implemented that, they put that into the Round Rock Express minor league
Yep.
team, because minor league you have to go into the majors eventually, you get called up. So they were doing that too. And I remember I watched game, and normally before you'd sit down, you watch opening pitch, and you go back and grab a beer, you go grab a hot dog, you kind of mess around. I did that, and it was at the
You missed
top,
half an inning.
top of the third, and I go, what the hell? We're already up 3-0. Like, what just happened? And he goes, oh yeah, you were gone, half an hour. You missed 3 innings. And I
Missed
go,
3 innings.
no, what? No, are you serious?
Before he missed half an hour, he missed 2 batters.
Yeah, exactly. 2 hour. The whole game lasted 2 hours, and then it was done. 9 innings. And I go, no way. Usually that's a 3-4 hour game. No, 2 hours.
Now, you want to
And
switch
it's done.
sports a little bit and some rules that have changed, and I'll be one to tell you I'm not happy about it, and I think it's not a good thing, because I do not like the new kickoff rule in the NFL.
Why?
It's just, to me, it's just makes excitement out of the whole kickoff. You got guys charging and running after everybody. I know they did it for health reasons. People were getting hurt, getting their necks hurt, tackling that high of speed. But you've got to. Nobody can move till the receiver catches the ball, and more times than not, the ball's kicked out of the back of the end zone. Just go ahead and put it on 35. Why are you wasting my time? And then the real thing that gets me on it is that was part of the whole trickery of football. Was a sneak onside kick. You can't do that no more.
Right.
You have to announce that you're doing an onside kick.
That's the only aspect
And
of it
I
that
don't like that. I don't like that you have to announce you're doing an onside kick.
I don't like that part either, but I think we'll know at the end of the season too the impact, because it's been at an all-time high rate of just kickbacks, bring the ball out to the 20-25 when they changed it, before the new kickoff rules. So it's supposed to, one, it's safety, because less distance that you're running full speed to impact.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
But it
It's a
also
safety
is supposed to increase the rate of returns. And I think that's a statistic that we won't see until the end of the year. But previously, that's part of what going into that decision is that most often than not, they kick out of the back of the end zone is a touchback.
Right.
So they're trying to make that more of a penalty. The ball's coming out further if you do that. And
Right.
they might even go further with it because people are still just doing that. We'll just come out to the 30. That's what they're doing.
I mean, the Cowboys kick it through the goalpost every time with our kick it
I
off,
think
so.
they're going to change that and bring it to the 35 or further up. You need to land it in that landing zone and give someone a chance to return it. If you're kicking it out the back, 35-yard line, they're going to make it worse.
They should. And that,
because
they
they
should.
want
That
to
would make it to where you got to kick it in the field.
And that's what I think would be more interesting. Make the guys return, or why else have it? Because I agree with that. But I also do think it's kind of lame to announce an onside kick when the whole point of it is you're just on offense, you got points, you're kicking the ball, you're trying to get the ball right back. It's hard. It's a very hard thing to do. Now you're taking away the
But I've
only
seen it where you don't even know they're
advantage
doing an onside kick. I've seen it times where they set up and they have an onside kick set up ready to go, and they still kick it deep.
Yeah, it's just
a
to
trick
change
play.
the alignment of where
Exactly.
guys are at. Yeah, so I get that part of it, and I agree that's kind of lame. But the rest of it doesn't bother me as much. There's been some touchdown returns already this season, and we're only in week 10. We've only been through 9, so that's one of those things at the end of the year I want to look into and see what the impact was.
Regarding the rules, is there any history of the NFL apply a rule and then take it back? No?
No, usually when
They
they put a
modify
rule, they'll modify it, but they won't take it away.
Yeah,
Right.
once it's in, it's in. They might make changes.
Just like I know that in basketball and soccer, they try in minor leagues like G League, second division, third division in soccer. They tried it, or in academy games, right?
Yeah.
So they try that sub 17, like under 17, under 18. Does that happen for the rules in NFL, like in college or high school, and then later they apply to the major league, or no? They just changed the rule and they.
I don't know 100%, but I don't think so. I feel like they get feedback from fans and they look at data and they're like, okay, that's a part of the game that lacks retention. What can we change about that to increase viewership, make that more interesting? People go to the bathroom and they'll come back when someone's on offense. You know, they don't care about special teams. So they changed that. But I don't like how, I think in college, right, like it could be kicked into play and they call a fair catch at the 10-yard line. It still comes out to the 20. I don't like that either. They started that at high school level where you can, on a punt, you call a fair catch. If it's in the end zone, you take it, you knee it down, you're out to the 20. Now they could kick it to the 10 and you call a fair catch on a kickoff and it comes out to the 20.
Okay.
Why do it?
That's chicken shit.
I don't like that, and so that's one that I don't like. That, but they don't do that in the NFL.
That's how bad it is.
But the NFL doesn't have like a G League. It doesn't have like a minor league.
There are other leagues, but they're not
leagues.
direct feeding into the NFL. It's college. The draft is always kids from college.
And in soccer, they measure that a lot.
The NFL's got a minor league. It's called NIL. It's in college.
Yeah. Well, for sure.
That is-
You've got the UFL and the XFL now, but they're not leagues that really. Some of those guys do end
So
up
they
playing in
get paid
the
just
NFL,
as
but it's
much,
not
so-
the purpose of those leagues to feed into the NFL. That's not why it was made. But
Because the G League for the NBA is like a laboratory. You know, they test everything
Sure.
there before. That worked. Okay, you worked for 3 seasons pretty well. You changed the game, improved the game. Let's apply it to the NBA. They even say they approve. Then, in two more years, we check that out.
We'll
you know?
change, assess the data, and then we'll make the changes
Yes.
based off of
And
or not.
I think it's kind of a disservice if Bronny's not in the G League. He should go there and get some time spent playing.
But he'll be sent.
You think he will?
Yeah, he's just.
Should enforce I feel like it'd be so much more gratifying if it naturally was just like he deserved the spot. But it is what it is. It's the first time it's ever happened. It's great, but that's like we're just handing out trophies to anybody type feeling, you know? Like it's
And
a
how
consolation.
It's a race and everybody gets a medal.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Like it's cool that it's never been done, but it didn't really happen organically.
But think about that.
LeBron manufactured
You're
that.
LeBron James, and you know your kids don't have what it takes to become a pro.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
say-
beating
let-
the
let-
shit out of my kid every day.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, better.
Yeah,
No,
but
just
let's say he figures that out, but he'll never say that. He'll never
Right.
say that. So we say, hey, look, I'm going to play there. It's going to be the only year he's going to play on the NBA. We play together. We get billionaires because he's going to buy Las Vegas. He's going to be his team. He's going to have a team. It's going to be Las Vegas team. And Duran is going to go to
Las Vegas, LA. Yeah.
Supersonics?
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
he's,
Yeah, they
he's
want
thinking
to.
about buying together. So he wants to go back to his origin. So
I would respect
then
that.
there'll be 32 teams. You know, like today is 30 teams, so they are going to
Get
play
another-
2 more
yeah,
teams.
2 more. I respect that.
So, but anyway,
Bring
I
the
think-
Spurs to Austin.
Well, I was about to say, you're talking about
Play at
acquiring
the
teams and
Mason.
buying teams and this and that. What y'all's take on this Major League Baseball potentially coming to Austin? Have you heard about that?
I haven't
I
even
have.
heard about that.
I have.
They have said Austin is the next town for a Major League Baseball
Word.
team expansion.
Big market here, so that'd be
Yeah.
interesting. I'd
You've
root for
seen-
that team in a heartbeat.
I love it.
You've seen the success of the Round Rock Express.
Yep.
Every single time that I've been there, I mean, that stadium holds about 50,000 fans, I want to say. 30 to 50,000
Probably
fans.
30, 40. Yeah.
30, 40. And it's usually packed.
Great environment, though.
It's a fun, family-friendly environment.
You know, tell you
They
what,
have
Illinois
dog
Leagues,
nights.
Amigos.
They have dog nights. If you want to bring your dogs, you can go sit out on the
I thought you meant
outfield.
hot dogs.
Huh?
I thought you meant hot dog nights. That's dog night right
That's
there.
dog night. Well, they have
And-
hot dogs. They have. It's just a fun, cool environment. I really enjoy that stadium. the
Well, and they just redid it too. Part of the outfield out there.
Oh, really?
Where do you sit?
Well, so my buddy runs the construction company that does it. I haven't seen it. I unfortunately didn't go to a baseball game at all this year at Round Rock, first time ever. But out in the out by where the pool was,
That outfield
Okay.
area where you sit in the grass behind the
yeah,
field.
they tore all that out. Apparently,
They tore the
put
pool
in.
out?
I don't know, but they tore something out there, and they put in all nice new visitor clubhouse and everything.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
apparently made new suites and stuff out there.
Oh, they're
probably-
expanding that thing
Expanding that
over.
thing
Yeah.
around.
It's like
so-
a more VIP area.
Yeah, I want to go check it out, but I never did. But
Back in
that part was
2020.
under construction. It was never open. It's not going to be open until the 2025 season.
But
Of
so
the stadium.
that area, because I always thought it was weird because they had like a rock wall climbing rock thing, and then a pool. But it was like a small pool.
Yeah, but you
I
can rent it out.
Yeah, you can rent it out so you can go swimming and watch. You know, you have a view of the baseball game.
Guilty. Been there, done that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I've literally been to multiple games and I've never seen anyone.
I thought
yeah,
you liked
Never seen
fishing.
anyone do what?
You have to
to
put
the pool.
fish inside
Oh.
of the pool, and,
Yeah.
and then you fish. And
No,
watch the
we
game.
had it a long time ago. I mean, I'm talking 15 years ago. Some friends of ours had had a child's birthday party there, and they rented out the little pool area. It's got a grill and whatever, and they come out and you can cook and do whatever. And
When
get in
That
the
would be
pool.
really cool.
And it was
Really
fun
like
for the
that.
kids. Now, I don't know what it costs, if it's still the same. Can you
wanna
bring
borrow
food, or do you got to buy
mine?
food from there, kind of thing? But
Yeah.
back then,
No, I've
you
done that
paid a
before.
fee and you can bring your own stuff and cook. It was
Oh, that's
cool.
awesome.
I have no idea what the cost of that. I moved to Leander in like 2005, and my uncle owned a company, and he was like a sponsor back then, and we all got like the passes to go in and swim and stuff during the game.
But you never
And you could
went?
watch. No, I did, but I was just a kid, so I had no idea what it cost, and I got a pass to go anyways. We didn't pay. But there was food and a grill, and so I've been in the swimming pool during the game, but I was
Yeah.
probably 12, 13 years old, something like that. I've never
You
been
weren't
as
paying
an
attention
adult.
anyway. so.
Yeah. You're like, what
I'm
game?
just
I don't know.
swimming, yeah, and then you get out of the pool and you like to go in that grass area and see if you get like a ball.
It's a
Somebody gets
nice
one out
place
there.
to be in the middle of August when it's hot.
Now that rock climbing wall, I think there's plenty of stuff for kids to do.
Yeah.
But
It's a cool atmosphere.
I've never been to the swimming pool as an adult. But yeah, I haven't been to a game in a while. We should go
We should go.
this next season.
Next season, let's go.
See if Nolan Ryan will sponsor our podcast.
I'll make a phone call.
Heck yeah.
We'll start calling Michael Dell.
Great guys. All of them great, fantastic
We'll
guys.
figure it all out.
Switching gears, we had a interesting night last night for the United States of America. The election happened, and we now have a new and old president coming back starting January
January 20th.
20th. So,
Oh, it takes that long in January for the
January
replacement?
20th.
January 20th is when he's
It's
in
when
office.
he's
Sworn in,
the
it's
day
the-
before my birthday.
Presidential
Really?
inauguration is always
Oh, how
on
cool.
January 20th, the 20th minute. But I think it's the first president in the history of the United States, or not the first, the second, to serve 2 terms, but not consecutively.
Yeah, the other one was
Oh.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland's the only ever one to do it.
interesting.
And
Then made a
just a
comeback.
fun fact. What that means, I don't know, but that's just a fun fact. Yeah,
He's the oldest president that's ever been elected.
Grover Cleveland.
Or
No,
Trump.
Trump.
Donald Trump.
Really?
Yeah.
I woke up this morning breathing
Carries
fresh
himself-
air and smelling lower fuel prices already.
It's just surprising though with all the he carries himself well, you know. Like Trump,
For how old he is? Yes.
he claims he's never smoked, never drank, all these things, and he,
Well, I claim that too, but
Watch one episode of this show, you're gonna find out real quick. But he's held his
Gonna get some
body
ice.
and everything together.
Somebody
pretty
wants
well,
ice.
so
No, I'm okay.
You wouldn't-
Thank you.
just
Yes,
by
sir,
looking,
I'll take a
guess
little
that,
refill on some
he's
ice.
the oldest
Okay.
to ever be elected president.
Do you like ice?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
please, thank
true.
you. Especially with all the conversation with Biden going on, with just forgetting things and can't talk right.
Oh, one of the funniest memes I saw today on Facebook was Biden opening up a curtain.
Did I win?
Did I win?
Yeah, I saw that one too. Did I win?
It was funny.
Yeah.
The internet always wins during these situations. No matter who wins the
Yeah.
election, the internet has their way. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're going to see memes for a long time on both sides.
It's going to be around at least until January 20th.
It will be.
So
Yeah, I was surprised that it wasn't a closer race, but I think people were tired of the way things were going.
Yeah,
I really think that too.
could be some interference. You know, we have no idea. We have no
Yeah.
idea.
I don't. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I got the demographics earlier today of this election. Who voted who. And I think the main shift was the Spaniards.
Hispanic- the
the
Hispanic vote.
Hispanic community. That was the biggest flip, for sure. So that for sure. And then that women didn't show up as they were supposed to. Women didn't show up. You see the votes. Much less people voted for. I think 10 million people voted last for the Democrats, and I think it was like 6 million less for Trump. So less people voted for both.
Right.
But not even
Really?
compared. Yeah, it was way below. So those three reasons, right? So for sure influenced tremendously
The one that you put
in
in
the
here,
election.
so they still have a list.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Sorry, Carol. Go ahead.
No, I
It's-
mean,
it's gone.
the early voting turnout
It's
was
a different bottle.
over
All drink
60% of the voters.
Either one would be
Right.
Yeah.
I was
Much
a portion of
less
that.
than 2020.
You were able to do vote.
Everybody voted.
On that
Because-
note, George, because I read something about that as well. There's a see if I can pull it up here. Starr County,
I'm good right now.
Texas, is
Where's
the
that?
most Hispanic county in America
Yes.
at 97% Hispanic population. Trump won that county, and the last time that county voted predominantly Republican was 1892.
Wow.
So he definitely won more of the Spanish vote.
Yes.
As you were saying, the Hispanic vote.
Yeah, to my point, right? Yeah. So I think those points are very important. How it turned out, you know. Also, there is another piece that I read regarding people in the countryside voted
Rio
way
Grande, that makes
more
sense.
than they voted before, and people in the
Starr
city,
County?
the rural
Rio Grande.
voted more,
They
Yeah,
always vote blue
and
since
the
1892.
cities where the majority of Democrats vote, they didn't show up. The young didn't show up. The cities didn't vote as much as the improvement from the rural areas did. So,
I think
I mean, we are trying to tossing up just to see what the reason was, but those are the consequence of why it happened.
there's a lot of young voters that are just discouraged by either candidate. They didn't really feel like they didn't want to vote for either, and so you just ended up not having anyone attend to vote.
I don't know
you
who
know?
I want to vote for, so I'm just not going to vote.
Which there's
That
no
was a lot of
progress
their-
made, and
that was a
yeah,
lot of their thoughts.
it's like
no
I'm not
progress.
going to pick
Don't
the lesser of two
complain.
evils. I'm just not going to vote. And you have a right to vote. You have a right to not vote. But ultimately, what happens is going to happen. So if you don't like the results, you got to try and vote one side or the other. And I think that's
Yeah.
a lesson for everybody. The next election, there's going to be a group of 18-year-olds that have never voted before. Get involved and see what you align with and go vote. Your voice
18?
does matter.
But if you
18
don't
is
vote,
the
don't
minimal
vote.
age.
You have to be 18 years
So it's
old.
going to be 18, 19, 20, and 21. Right? Like people that are 17 right now,
Yep.
they'll be
21 then.
21, and
Yeah.
also
It'll be their first time ever
but
voting.
the first time.
However, we
Great
have
man.
to remember that.
No, Hilton can add.
He's like, fuck you,
Thank you.
Conrad.
I did master in math.
Well, it paid off with that one.
And
we
exactly.
could tell. We
Well,
could tell here.
The first time I ever...
One 17-year-old.
17 plus 4. The first time I voted was 2016. I was 19. That was the first time I was able to vote.
But I think
It's a previous election
what he
field.
tried to say is that okay, there will be
You can
four
guess who I voted
different
for.
years that we're gonna vote.
Yes.
The thing is,
But there's also 4 years more that people are dying also.
yeah. That's,
So
Every day.
cyclical. People
yeah,
die.
but
People get
which
sick, they-
population is like? But that you're
That's a great
you're-
question. You know, that's,
I'm actually being serious. Way less people are gonna vote from this age that he's saying than the previous three elections because the population is going down.
yes.
Declining, yeah.
Right, there is
Declining.
more people, I think,
Yes.
over.
Which you could argue that younger
55?
vote is more important.
There's more people now over 55 than from under 18. There's more people over 55 than under 18 in America.
That's why Elon Musk
That's
has like
crazy.
7 kids, and he's telling everybody like procreate, have kids. We're
I
falling
made that
behind.
joke today with my dentist. He's like,
But
I
it's
got there
true.
like this big picture, 4 kids.
What's all the
I said,
baby
buddy,
jokes,
you're
man?"
doing your part.
Yeah.
Buddy, you're doing your part. He's like, what do you mean? 4 beautiful kids, right? 4 beautiful, healthy kids. The average needs to be 2.1, and you're doing 4.
Yeah.
You're doing for you and for me, buddy.
Truth of the matter is, though, like it's economically speaking, it's tough to pay and raise 4 kids.
Well, I was just about to say,
that's a lot.
That number you're saying,
carry.
over 50 or 55, versus the younger crowd, is because back then it was less expensive to have kids, raise kids, and all that versus now. I mean, I just heard on the radio the other day, and my brothers and I were talking about this, but they were talking on the radio the other day. They said right now, for a child to go to the average college is $30,000 a year.
Per year, yeah, on average, yes.
Back when I was in college, which was the mid '90s, about $5,000 a semester.
I was gonna say 6 with 5,000
Per semester, so that's like
Semester.
$10K a
So
year.
it's like
10K a year.
10K, or I'm not a year. I'm sorry, 500 a semester. So about
2,500
5K a year. So it's just
Well, 10 to 30 is
tremendously.
still a tremendous.
And you guys have incentives from the government, right?
for
For universities here, like if you apply
if you
for
qualify.
if you qualify for UT, for example.
Well, it's just so nuanced because the University of Texas is very difficult to get accepted into.
Yes.
So
I got a couple of students accepted here, so I
you have
saw
better odds
the
not being from here.
So you saw the process.
I saw the process for one American and Brazilian, right? Because for Tamires, it's very tough to get in. She's in an executive MBA at UT. It's very tough,
Yeah.
and it's way more than 30,000. Let me tell you,
Well aware,
it's
yeah.
way more. You know what?
For an MBA, yes.
For the executive MBA, I think it's worth it.
I went
It's worth
to
it.
Sam Houston State University, and it was probably about $15K a year on average for my degree.
I went to UT.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
What
probably
was it then,
doubled
probably,
since
though?
then.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
less than me.
And I had financial
Just
aid,
came out
but
of it.
doesn't cover what you need.
Because I remember, like,
I was probably getting $5,000 a
if
year.
you're an international student, you pay way more.
Yeah, you
You
do.
do. You
if
pay
you
more
are-
if you're out of state, even.
If you're out of state, it's an intermediate fee, tuition.
It's more than
That's why you
in-state.
joined the military.
Or
No,
your
yeah,
dad
of course.
buys a piece of property, a lot in that city or in Texas, and then you can get into UT as a
That's
resident.
true. That's a
That's
luxury
what
that
some of them are doing.
most people
Interesting.
don't. A lot of wealthy families can do that, and it's like, it's an
Yeah.
investment. I'm going to buy this house. My kid's going to go to school there. When they leave, I'll sell it, and I'll make the money off the equity. But
Yeah.
that's only a certain percentage of people that can even do that.
And spend less at university and profit on the property.
Well, see, and
Yeah,
here-
rent it out.
you'll
You rent it
offset
out to
it,
them and
yeah.
their friends,
So that's
yeah.
a great strategic thing if you have the means to
and that's
do
the
that.
way it is
Business
now.
idea.
You got 10 years ago, it was just the opposite. You had
Wait.
out-of-state
Figure out where the
colleges
city's growing.
wanting,
Yeah.
Where the limit
Like-
is.
like my niece was,
Land.
up in Fort
Land.
Dallas area.
Like it.
She was getting full ride scholarships to go to OU, Oklahoma State, Alabama, Arkansas. Pay nothing. We're bringing you here
Wow.
to get into Texas, to get into A&M, to get into Texas Tech around here.
Yeah.
We're giving her nothing.
Really?
No, because they all those out of state schools wanted the Texas kids. They want them out there. She was getting, she ended up going to Giggle A&M, but but yeah, I remember her parents, aka my brother and sister-in-law, kind of like, man, she ended up going to A&M, where it's going to cost us money. She could have gone elsewhere.
Wow.
And
Not
not,
customers thing.
you know, are you showing some new firewood or what, there, brother? I mean, that'll burn good. That's some kindling wood right there, man. You light that up, put a couple charcoals on it. We got a good steak going on later.
That would be a short.
You are in low numbers here because you have two.
You're in Longhorn territory, bud.
I don't care.
We're gonna have to do a
Hey.
cookout in November, and we'll
Hey.
settle this beef real quick.
Not afraid to be anywhere as an Aggie fan. Let's go.
It's all right. That's all right.
So my question is, because I know ultimately, if you have different
Everything
views.
comes down to football.
Oh yeah, no, everything boils back down to football. But I wanted to
He's not
know
from San Diego.
from.
It's November
How
in
dare you
Texas, man.
bring
It's
that up?
football.
I'm trying to be serious for a second. You bring up San Diego.
At least you're
Let's talk about-
6, and I appreciate that.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, jeez, criminy. Out of the election, what are some of the positive things that we hope to see this new old President Trump do or implement to
Lower gas prices.
lower gas prices?
Yes, sir.
I think, I did post that for my Brazilian community. It's the benefit that we have impact right now from today on is the uncertainty of who is going to be there. So now we have people that go like, oh, I'll cry a little, but I have to do this, new floor in my house, and I'm gonna buy floor. And then they're gonna go like, oh man, great! Now I can invest in my property. I'm gonna buy a new floor. You know what I mean? So I think the impact is that like there's no uncertainty anymore. Now it's certain what's gonna happen.
For 4 years, you're getting this person in.
Nobody's going to be waiting on
I
the
agree.
projects that they have been, waiting on to start because they're afraid of something. And then the thing happens and they go like, you know what? Cannot do anything about it. I'll just go and live my life.
Right.
So,
Right.
I hear you.
so that's what I think the biggest impact is going to be, for businesses, throughout. And then, of course,
the consumer.
yeah,
Ultimately, the consumer now has that peace of mind.
Yeah,
and
more-
that translate to the business.
more business is going to be starting happening now because election years always is like that.
Yeah.
But of course, there will be also, that Paul is trying to get away.
No, I had to wipe my eye for a minute.
The camera will pick you up over there.
Hey, it's all good. I'm crying so much because I love you all.
If you move this way, and then the camera doesn't pick you up.
Sorry, and I realized I think some of the smoke
There we
is
go.
coming this way too from me.
That way, unless
You're getting a double.
I do these, and then you're seen.
That's why
Hit 'em.
I'm sitting down so it doesn't.
Two Longhorns in here are having no
Oh,
problem.
okay.
Look at
Yeah, I know. My bad.
These Longhorns
I'm
are
almost
having no
done.
problem with
that. It's all good.
Sorry.
Here,
Hook
I'll
up.
walk it now.
Hook 'em.
Who come?
So small business, consumer uncertainty now is going to be a certainty, and small businesses and businesses are going to prosper.
Whether you like the results or not, there's nothing hanging over your head anymore of anxiety of what's going to happen.
Right.
It has now happened, and you might like the results, you might not like the results, but there's no more uncertainty, there's no more anxiety. Give it a little bit of time, things will go back to normal for the average consumer. I
And
think is what he was
interest
trying to
rates
say.
have already,
Well, and I think nobody
already
knows.
started dropping.
Really? Interest
Yeah.
rates have already started?
Well, you saw the stock market today.
Yeah,
The
Dow's
stock
up. Dow's
market's
up. Isn't it-
soaring.
Dow's up
1,400
by-
points.
Yeah, Dow's way up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, nobody
I
knows
think it
what's
might be
going to
up either
happen.
way, though.
It's the future.
I see what
Nobody
you're
knows.
saying.
Yeah.
But based off his history, what he says he's going to do, it looks positive for small business owners and just general public consumers. Things will probably go down a little bit cheaper in prices
Right.
all across the board.
Right.
But wait and see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
See what happens.
See what happens.
Gas, small business. Carol, what are you excited about or hoping
I'm
for with this new
Hoping
presidency?
interest rates drop.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It has been dropping though.
Yeah.
So it's not a reflection completely. It could have some influence, but I'm not a specialist in that. Even though I can do math, like 17 plus 4 is equal to 25. But the interest rates, they have been decreasing, a little, and there is already a plan in place for the interest rates. And I think, the more the inflation comes down, prices is really difficult. Once you reach a price, you never want to, let's say,
What's
Paul.
a company?
Yeah, let's say, Paul, you want to sell a renovation on the backyard, and then you're going to put like a barbecue and, a nice deck and whatnot, right? And then let's say you sell like a full renovation setup for $70,000. And now, the price is,
70,000. You just said it.
yeah, let's say 70.
Carry the two.
Because it can be more than that. I have friends who have spent more than that on a full,
I need to
renovation.
meet your friends.
Yeah. So, but basically, it's like, okay, so you sell for 70,000, and then you see another project the same way. You might sell at the same $70,000, but you don't want to sell it for 65,
Right.
right? because you already reached that 70,000. So you don't feel like, well, I'm gonna sell it for less. You want to sell the same price. So prices don't normally come down.
Nope.
It's what now the earnings that can be done, that can be passed along on salaries and you know, revenue, or not revenue, but profits that can be distributed more, you know, through, you know, the people that are working, right? And then that catches up, and that's why, you know, in olden days you'd buy a car for $1,000, and now you don't. I mean, unless it's used.
Yeah, you're never going to go back down on price. I mean, again, like you just said, I'm going to sell him an outdoor kitchen patio entertainment setup for his backyard for $70K. He wants the same thing next month. I ain't going to do it for $60.
Right.
No.
Because I know I can sell it for $70.
Well, don't
And that's
cry
just-
about
That's
it.
just going to go up and go up and go up. Keep crying, man.
Carol's got it.
Oh, man.
So, just so y'all know,
He's torn to pieces.
I'm torn to pieces. No, I had eye surgery about 10 years ago, and I just have very sensitive eyes to high wind, barbecue smoke, cigar smoke, that kind of stuff.
I hear you.
But you don't let it hold you back.
I don't let it hold me back. Y'all just got to deal with me crying a little bit, man. That's all it is.
I like to see your
That's
soft
all
side.
it
It's
is.
okay.
I'm going to come in here next week with a mask on.
That's what I would say. Just like
Freaking
a basketball
goggles.
goggle, you know?
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
Abdul
exactly.
Jabbar.
Like you just won
Yeah.
the NBA championship with the champagne.
Give me some
Exactly.
goggles like
Get
I
the
just
big
won the
old
World
goggles.
Series.
Right.
Let's go, baby.
Carol, other than interest rates, what else?
I'm looking for prices to go down on like food, like that.
Just regular goods.
Gas.
Consumer goods.
That comes down because it's supermarket. That does happen.
Yeah.
You know, competitive prices, you get, you know, supermarkets, it comes down normally.
Good.
Yeah.
That does happen, and gas does happen.
Well, I say gas. I mean, not only as a business owner and running my trucks and my crews, but the world lives on gas. I mean, ships, boats, trucks, everything runs on some type of fuel. And I say gas, I'm talking diesel, fuel, propane, all
Anything,
that stuff.
yeah.
Everything runs on some type of fuel.
Biofuel.
And your groceries went up in cost because of shipping. Well,
Right.
that stuff's being shipped now for lower fuel costs. Maybe those grocery stores are going to lower their costs.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, it's the same thing with me. I've had clients here in the past year, even 2 years, that, you know, we work in a lot of different neighborhoods and things, and soccer moms and whatever get together, and hey, Stoneskapes did this, did that, and, you know, they're comparing numbers.
Right.
Well, they want to know why she had it done last year for $12 a foot, and now I'm charging $16 a foot. My profit didn't go up one bit. It was my product cost that went up
Your
and made my
costs went
price
up.
look
Sure.
bigger. So it's the
Right.
same thing with grocery stores, clothing stores, dealerships,
Yeah.
car parts, everything else.
And
And I think you're going to start seeing all of that coming down. No, not drastically, but it's going to come down.
marginally, but
Because you're going to see the fuel prices coming down. Now, you're still going to get fuel hikes at the holidays and Labor Day and, you know, the high travel weekends, but just in general times. you're
But
gonna see
having
those
said
drops.
that, if the cost comes down a little bit, right? Even so, let's say a $70,000 job, and then, you know, now you see that if you sell for 68, you still make the same amount of money, and the customer is asking for discount. It's like being
Now, if it was
this
70
one-
and the cost came down, I'm going to 90 because you got more money in your pocket. Take it.
say your technique.
Man, cut the show. Save your sales technique for offline. Man.
yeah, I hope
No,
Paul's customers
hey.
aren't watching this podcast.
No, it's you know,
I would never do that.
we all watch the market, and again, it's based on profitability of the business. My products go into my system based on what they cost, and my profit margin within my bidding system has not changed in 8 years. Period. It's only the product cost. And so every bid that I do, you know, I'm a small company. I don't have 20 crews, so I can do this because I got small. I'm small. I got 2 crews running. Every job I do, I call my vendors before I do the bid to verify the pricing of things, because that price can change week to week to week to week. And if that price goes up or down, my price goes up or down only because of product cost, not
What-
because of profit cost.
What about labor costs? Have those stayed the same for the past 8 years or so, or it's gone up a little bit?
It's gone up a lot.
A lot.
To be very
It has
honest
gone
with
up a
you.
lot.
So that's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Because we're our business is flooring, right?
Right.
And we saw a crazy increase in cost for materials after the pandemic happened.
Yep.
Getting things over and shipping, and now the price of things that were just products, what they were sold for, then would be, let's say you bought something in 2022. We're about to be in 2025. Depending on what that product is, you could actually get that job done cheaper today than you could have then, because the shipping and everything was so much more expensive. It's kind of come back down.
But your labor cost is still up.
The labor costs have never stopped rising that mountain.
Goes up every year.
So the difference in that is like those jobs, like you would expect what costs, in 2020 to now it'd be this much more. It's not that much more because materials started coming back down,
Right.
but labor has continued on a trend of people are doing it for cheaper.
Some of the product costs and all that balances it out because the labor does go up.
It does.
Well,
That's why I was curious.
And so, back to your part, consumer prices for a lot of products and a lot of things that normally were at a lower price now have gone up. So now for you to afford your livable life of, this is how much I was making before, now everything has gone up exponentially. My price for my service has to go up to match that consumer price.
Sure it does.
I gotta be able to buy things. So
You have to. You're not going to do the same work at a lower cost because your Starbucks coffee went from $1.50 now to $5,
Yeah.
and you're gonna go, well, no, I still want my Starbucks. I want my way of life.
Right.
So I'm going to charge now $20, $50, $70 an hour, whatever
You
it
bet.
is,
But
because I still need my $5 cup
as-
of coffee. So, as you know,
I mean,
the
I've-
correlation works.
I've seen it with some of my stuff. I subcontract out plumbing
yeah.
for all of my jobs. I have a licensed plumbing company that does all my outdoor kitchen sink connections or stuff like that. And just for them to come out and do a proposal for me, it used to be a $45 charge. And then if I never sold the job, I got to pay the $45. If I sell the job and I hire them to do the work, then they wipe that clean
Get
and
it
they bill
back.
me what their proposal was. I just called today. The same company I've been using for 8 years are coming out next week to do a bid for me, $95,
Yeah.
just to show up and give me a bid. And so their service charge price has gone up. And I'm not knocking on the plumbing. That's fine. I'm sure everybody else out there is.
I need a referral of your plumber because our plumber charges like 150 to come and do an estimate.
Well, we might be able to work something out.
Yeah, because that's always interesting. But as you mentioned, somewhat in a joking fashion, but somewhat real, as product prices and things come down and it makes more sense where I don't have to charge X amount for the labor anymore because things are coming back down, you just realize I can charge this to do it for labor. They're not coming down on those. That's going to stay the same. I've been charging X amount
Because
of dollars
it's not
per
product,
foot.
it's people. People
Yeah.
has feeling
But
products.
they rose their price to keep up with the economy. I need to pay my mortgage. I need to pay for groceries. I need to do all this
Yep.
stuff. I got to charge more for my work. Well, now it's coming back down. Like, well, hell, I've been charging this amount. I'm not going to give 50 cents off a foot on this. That's what the going rate is.
Right.
The rates don't come back down for labor.
Yeah.
They just don't.
They don't. Labor rates, I couldn't tell you the last time an employee came to me and said, well, just pay me less.
Never.
Never did that happen.
Every
So,
single job is like,
their
can
rent-
I get more? It's like,
Yeah.
jeez.
It's like their rent or their mortgage, that all that could come down. Groceries, all these, so their cost of living could have reduced. But they're making this amount. Why do I want to make less just because my cost of living is less? I want to finally make more. And that's the mindset. And I don't
Right.
knock people for that, but that's why labor doesn't come back down.
Nope.
And it's not gonna. It'll never. It's gonna not go up as much. It'll stay the same.
I mean, I know in my line of work, you could get your average employee 10 years ago for $16, $17 an hour.
Oh, good luck now.
Now they're 20 plus.
They're making that at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Carol, back to you. Interest rates. You'd like to see that
And
lower,
food prices.
and food prices.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Let's jump over to George. I think he's
I
taking a lot of
really-
notes over here.
George's taking tons
I
of
have
notes.
notes of what you guys are saying.
I'm really against the government handling any more departments. I really think the government. I
Anti-government.
think I'm anti-government because it doesn't work. Like Obamacare and IRS and all these programs don't work very well. Medicare, and I'm just against having all these different departments and then creating new ones that just increases our taxes.
Right.
Hiring
Yeah.
all these people in the IRS and
I know,
It's
and
like 70,000
they
new
really
jobs or
should
something.
be, our government should be competitive, I think, with corporations and not always be more. To me, that's ridiculous.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree 100%.
Because competition breeds
we've talked about
innovation.
this many times.
It breeds.
It
Right.
lowers
I-
prices of things. It
I
creates
can do the same
competitiveness.
job for $50,000, $100,000, $1 million less than what you can. Are you going to go with me? Well, yeah, I guess. But he says he can do it for $2 million less. You know, same job.
Happens to me all the time. You know, it's like
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
often.
done a job.
The past
Yeah.
couple months, I can't tell you how many conversations I had with a customer where I was like,
Excuse me.
let's get into the nitty gritty and look at the real bare bones of these quotes, and we can look at differences. But if someone is truly less expensive than me in a considerable fashion, you like me better, I'll match their price, because that's what you have to do if you want to earn business.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm not selling any jobs. So competition creates a better economy for people.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. That's why you don't want one company having a monopoly on anything. You want
And
lots
the
of
government
people,
has a monopoly on certain. I mean, all
Services,
these
certain things.
Right. Every time we're creating a new branch or a new,
Space Force.
yeah. I mean, what?
Space for it. It's a new military.
Yeah. I mean, it's like every time they're creating a new department,
We don't know
it's
what we're gonna
just
find on
creating
Mars.
more taxes.
Yep. Because you
Yeah.
have to have funding. You have to have people to run, turn on the lights.
There are some
Yeah.
things that are very new that maybe it needs some sort of regulation that has to be looked at, but
Right.
and then you'd create a new workforce for that, like space, you know.
Well,
But
you can dumb that down to different things. It's like we talked about. We hate traffic lights, right? We were just talking about this. You're driving down the road, and I'm always stopping at red lights, and there's one every 500 feet in some places. Like, it just gets to be a little ridiculous. But as the population grows, you've got all these people around. There is a necessity for certain regulations for things because people will inevitably cause problems. So you have to regulate certain things. So there is a need for government,
Right.
but we're trying to find the right balance. And it's
Yeah.
a
It's not
very difficult,
overstepping.
yeah, and it's difficult to achieve that. And I think that's the whole. We've never achieved a perfect balance of it. You know,
But when
It's a
you're on
constant
the
struggle.
phone for 2 hours, waiting for you're on hold for 2 hours with Medicare, you know, for your dad. I mean,
Sure.
it's like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
These people are being paid all this money,
And some of those jobs
and
are
why don't they
outsourced.
just hire more people and pay them
They have
less?
a little bit of something in one of them.
You're not talking to American people sometimes in those types of. They outsource those jobs to other countries that are just like help desk people that talk on the phone. You don't understand them, and it's not a knock on what it is. It's just that's how they keep the cost low.
Yeah.
Some accounting companies, we've gotten pricing from people to do our bookkeeping, and it's like, oh, this is our A grade. Is everybody? Or we've got some people in Puerto Rico that they'll do it, blah blah blah, and it's going to be this price.
Philippines,
That's not
it's a lot.
specifically
call
Puerto Rico.
every
That's
day for 7 days and get
arbitrary country I mentioned. It doesn't, but you got to look for ways to cut the
currently down
cost.
that right now.
Yeah.
So, and then as the end consumer dealing with that process, we're like, God, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah,
But people, they're trying to do it, and the better way costs more money
yeah.
ultimately, and that's why we're not able to achieve that. So what? I don't know. It's just this endless cycle, this endless loop of like we want to get here, but then we can't. We have complications, and it seems so simple. It's not so simple.
We know how you fix
Everything
it.
costs money.
George, what do you think is going to change?
I'd love to know.
You'd love to know how to fix it.
I would.
George has the answer.
Yeah.
All right, George.
Yeah, no,
George
but
has a
Georgie.
I would like just to start that I'm happy that we have a peaceful transfer. We're gonna have a peaceful transfer of power.
Amen to that.
We
That's
will.
the first thing that I want to say. That I think both parties should think about that, how it's going to be conducted during this period, to not have what happened 4 years ago.
Sure.
Okay, so that's the first thing, the most important thing that we gotta have, because this is democracy, Democrat Republican. republic, right? So this is the most important
republic,
thing.
yeah.
It's a republic.
A republic.
It's a republic. It's a democratic
democracy.
republic. This is what we live in. This is what the United States live in, right? So it's both. I mean, the both parties were actually, they were the same party at a certain point. So all these differences, all this civil war ideas going on, So I hope that this kind of unite both parties united. I think that's the most important thing that I think it can come from that. Regarding inflation and gasoline, the prices have been going down for 28 months. So
Not
Not enough.
yeah, but it's been going down for 28 months. I expect to keep going down.
Right.
Well, what's interesting about that too is that maybe 2 weeks ago I noticed in our local region the gas prices went down like 70 cents or something.
Yeah.
And they stayed.
And then it went up and then down. It's going up and down.
It's going up and down.
50.
As of Monday, it went up another 40, 50 cents, and it's just holding all week. And I don't know if that has to do with the election or what. But it's
It has
just
to do more with the
such
Middle
a
East,
fluctuation.
Yes.
It went up, yeah.
You don't feel,
No.
which it takes that type of statistic to be like, oh, okay, that's the reality, but we don't feel that. And
It's uncertainties
it's
because of the wars.
problem that you don't feel that. It's been going down for 28 months. That's 2 years.
Two
Plus
and
4 months.
years and 4 months, yes.
2 1/4.
We got another guy.
2 1/3. But for 2 1/3, I'd say, man, these gas prices have been too high. I don't feel.
I completely understand that. I'm just saying, just to put that in.
No. It's good to know those numbers. It just.
I know because of the mortgage business also,
Unbelievable.
like interest rates are going down, slow, but they are going down. But then when they cut 0.5%, you remember that this 2 months ago they cut 0.5%, which would somehow incentive to go down. They say, oh, it was cut too fast. So is it too fast? Is it too slow? How do you do that? Okay, so
Yes.
but it's going down. So for 2 years, the United States made money, printed money like crazy during Trump, and also for last year of Trump and first year of Biden, they printed money like crazy.
And what do we know is the consequence of printing a lot of money?
It's inflation. So both were responsible for that. I would attribute the blame for both, and I would say that I would take the blame because they had to do what they had to do.
Yeah.
That's why America is America. They had to do.
You're coming out of the pandemic. You have to incentivize people to spend that money,
Yes.
keep the economy going because places were shut down. You have to print money at this point.
And that's what I would like to point out to what you said. That's what my point with you is the following. We are talking about people requesting higher salaries, right? So that's what we are talking about.
Sure,
And then you
sure,
see how I'm going to improve my price. This is the inflation pressure. This is what the amount of money in the market makes it that everything goes up. So there's a pressure for higher salaries. There's a pressure for everything.
Yep.
Now we are going down to the like it's the same last year. Trump's last year. I consider Trump last year 2019, not 2020. Okay, 2020. I don't. It's hard to say if it
was a complicated
anyone
year.
would be better. So
Sure.
Trump's third year versus Biden's fourth year is the same inflation. The same inflation now. Okay, the numbers are over 12 to. So the economy, it happens. Like I saw that you guys talking about prices going down. The prices will never go down. Otherwise, we're talking about deflation.
Prices of.
Do you know? But do you know how
Prices
many?
of what going down though?
No, but my point is, do you know how many times in the past 25 years we have deflation in America? Only one. It was 2009. It's the only year that there was deflation because of the crisis in 2008.
Yeah.
So the prices won't go down. The prices will stay and go up slower. That's what
Which
what
is
I
what
think.
I was speaking on with labor forces,
Yeah.
where it's the same kind of concept.
Yeah.
I think the difference is like your value of the dollar compared to what you're buying and how much you're making, right? Like I make, X amount of dollars a month, and I want to buy a TV, and it costs $1,000. Now it's like you make about the same, but that TV costs $1,200, but I'm making more. So it's the ratio.
Yeah.
Sure. And also, I picked up the population of Austin and San Antonio. in 1963, 1983, 2003, and 2023.
Yeah.
So you could see that Austin double sizes every 20 years.
Yeah.
San Antonio, in the first 20 years from 63 to 83, was like 80% growth, then only 40% growth, then 70% growth. So those two cities, right? So which are kind of creating a mega city, right? Is going to become
More or less.
yeah, they will at a certain point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like they are growing that
Well, the
direction.
in between, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So that's going to be a 15 million people area.
Yeah.
Right now we are talking about 4.8 in the two cities, not including. So San Antonio goes up to, I think,
Rumpel,
yeah,
San
and then
Marcos.
Yep.
yeah, but then there are cities that are not included. So if you pick up the whole area, that's going to be about 7 million people right now. Okay, so that goes a lot for what you're talking about. There is way more pressure in Austin, so we feel way more because the city grew in such a way. Look at the skylines. Look at the cranes in the city. So there's a cost for that.
Roadworks. Roadworks.
Yes, roadworks is all the infrastructure. We feel more in Austin because we are in the middle of the construction, and then we have the COVID, and we have also the logistics problems. That's why prices went up, especially, you know, the war and everything. So prices went up too. America was the country that recovers the fastest of all first world. So the United States recovered faster. So I think.
Sorry, okay.
I think there. I hope that the inflation keep. We know that some inflation is important because it means that people are pressing for more salaries, buy more. Now it's good to keep some inflation, but it's not going to go much down than this. It's 2.4, so it's going to be what Obama's average was 1.4% a year. So I think that's what I expect in the 4 years. So inflation going down, we see that much better for gasoline too. I think gasoline, I remember when I got here, because I have it, every single expense that I put in gasoline, we put in that table. So we know how much it was, the gasoline, every time we did it, right? So I noticed that during the year, it's seasonal.
Yes.
Gasoline is very seasonal,
very
right?
seasonal.
Very seasonal, right? But in 2020, in 2019, still to 2020, the gasoline was $2.20.
Yeah. Here in Texas.
And now it's $2.30, $2.50. Again, I think it's more the perception that we have that we pay $4 in window. So if you pick up the numbers, you see that, okay, so with the inflation, if you consider the inflation of the period, $2.20 for $2.50, it makes sense because we have
it's not $2.50.
Well, and that's like what you're talking about, like
Isn't it like
today.
$3?
It's like
No.
Right now
depends
it's
on
at
the area.
289.
In this area,
It's about $3.
Round Rock, Pflugerville, you'll find places that are $2.79, $2.89. If you look, there are still places that are $2.40 something. So that's what you're talking
I
about.
put
$2.50.
$2.31 on, I think last Saturday or something, like at HB, because we always put at HB.
Sure.
So we always have that. So it was $2.31. Now right there it's $2.89.
Yes,
So
I got
that's what you're talking about. This, this
50 cents.
last
Yeah,
week or a
jump
week and a half
50
ago, I was like
cents.
$2.30 something, and that
Exactly.
one right on the corner is $2.89.
yeah.
So or $2.80 whatever.
And you know, like, it's-
so it's 50 cents.
And it's going. You can
fluctuates.
actually predict it. So every time I my tank is always full because if I see an opportunity to put cheap, I go there and put $2.30, and then I wait, and then it went down two or three times. So I think inflation is going to go down. Gasoline, I think, is going to go down. So that's good for everyone. I think the big corporations, you get a lot of tax cuts, especially the big corporations. Business are going to be good, but especially big corporations, right?
Sure.
And I heard something nice that if I can say something nice about what's going to happen, right?
Of course.
Is that I was listening to this 538, the channel 538 Politics.
No.
Right, so it's a
AM channel?
it's a very well known website that grew and then was acquired by two or three companies. I don't know.
Okay.
So and then you see, the guy was saying he's been doing that for 9 years. So the podcast is there for 9 years. And then he said, you know what? They were discussing whether who were more likable. You know, and say, oh, Kamala was more likable by most Americans, but that's not what you want for a president.
Yeah.
You know, you say, oh, he's an asshole, but he's going to be an asshole for me too. He's
He's my asshole.
He's going to be my asshole. Like, he's, see, it's your kind of
Everybody
asshole.
needs an asshole.
You have to have an
And
asshole.
that was a
I thought I was that guy.
Yeah, do you understand what I'm saying? So
You're not eating shrimp again.
and it's stinky. It's stinky, you know. Like, yeah, it's maybe. So when you say it's good for whom, I would say that it depends. It depends on which perspective you are. You see, so we perceive great nations like the Roman Empire, the Greek, the Ottoman Empire, the British, as if they were a union. We think about that as no, the empire was like that, but no, like right now it's 51-49. Why the difference is 51-49? 50 was 2%.
What?
Difference.
In the election difference, right?
Oh, this election.
No.
it was more, wasn't it?
No,
I don't
it's a
remember.
51, 50, 49, 50,
I thought it
48,
was
50 or
more.
something. Because it's still counting. California hasn't been
they're still
counted yet, you know,
counting,
that's
that's
why.
Well, live on air, we're the first to report.
Right.
It's all in.
Dolan.
It's all in. So where we can break down the actual count. This is 270 to win. Everybody goes here.
312, that is a landslide.
It is a landslide. What is the actual populace?
A sweep, right, on the
Like
swing
popular
states.
vote? I mean, like
The
popular
popular
vote?
vote.
Popular vote.
Popular vote. It's the population.
Yeah.
Where electoral college
Electoral-
I
votes.
think Trump
It's different, right?
was...
Yeah, it's so that they
Was
can
way ahead.
overturn the people if they want
they
to.
were counting California. This
That's-
is going to go down a little, but not
That's
that
based
much.
on the population of states, and you're awarded a certain amount. So
50, you're right. Yeah,
Well,
it's closer.
Yeah,
if you round up, it's 51 to 48. If you
Oh.
round up, that's 50.84
I
to
haven't checked it lately.
47.51.
Yeah.
That's what.
yeah, it's California is being counted, so it's going to be 48, 50, 51, 50. There's going to be
Because there's some people that vote third party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
My-
51-48.
My math, because I'm good at math. So 50.84 minus 47.51. It's about 7.
You know what my math is? Trump won.
Yeah.
So,
There we
We're
go.
getting down to the truth.
Trump won.
But
Yeah.
see, I think we ought to. Go ahead.
Truth social.
I think we ought to do away with a two-party system. I don't like it, and I think that
There's just no
it
feasible way of
creates
doing
too
it.
much division among people and among Congress. And why can't we just have a popular vote where? Because when they set this up originally, people were not as educated as they are now. You know,
Well, I think this
the
is the
founding fathers set it up that way.
first time since maybe 2004 that the Republican Party has even won the popular vote.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
2004, was
Yeah,
he lost
so-
in 20. He lost in 2000.
George Bush.
Yeah, and then he won in 2004. Yeah.
But I think it was the second term he lost the popular vote to Al
Yeah.
Gore, right? The 2008.
But he still won the electoral.
So it's been since 2004. So it's been 20 years even. But I agree that people are. I think part of the reason why is just the more readily available access
sure.
to information.
Yes.
And we've talked about this on a different podcast before, where the downside to having such quick and easy access to information also promotes quick and easy access to misinformation.
Oh yeah.
yeah. that's what I was
So
about to
there's
say.
still this due diligence to verify what you're reading, what you're seeing. Now it's even worse with AI and voiceover stuff. How do you really verify what it? So the average
If it's
consumer
true,
works
yeah.
a 9 to 5. I make $12 an hour. I work 3 jobs. Where do I find the time to go research every single thing that I'm
Fact
hearing?
check
Someone told me something when I was in elementary school. Someone would tell you something and you took it as fact. And you'd, Mom, today Billy told me X, Y, and Z. She's like, Billy
Idiot.
just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Nothing to do politically, just like, oh, this, and that. And you're like, oh, you can't trust everything you hear.
But analogy.
But that's
fits.
all word of
The
mouth.
analogy fits well.
Yeah, and that's all word of mouth. And then
I
now
haven't-
you can look things up. But
On that,
is it true? We don't know.
On that note, remember the video that we saw that Konrad was talking to somebody. There was I'm gonna say as the video was saying, right? So she was pretending to be on a phone call with a voter, and then she puts the camera she puts the phone like that, and then it shows a camera. She was not on the phone, and it was just a camera,
She had the camera
it on.
app open on her iPhone.
I saw that you guys share that.
And then I told, Dylan's like, these days, it's difficult because you can map something on the screen and edit the video and put a camera-like, video on that phone.
Not only that, though, that is true.
We never know anymore.
That's such a complicated
That's
way
true.
of going about it. The more simple answer is this. I'm calling the one and only famous Mr. Hilton Kill.
And I'm receiving that call.
Hilton like the hotel, kill like?
Helping you meet God sooner.
Answer that. Answer that for me, please.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hold on. Yeah.
Okay. So if I switch to the camera app, can you still hear me?
I can.
So it could be as simple as that.
Yes.
Not someone doctoring video footage. She could have been on the phone taking pictures of stuff. It's
And
a
then
big
because
day,
she was there, and then
call
it hit,
back.
Or it
it
could have hit
in
the
chain.
You know what? I
Or
think
she
there's
could-
one more. There's another
Yeah, or
point
she
that
could-
we haven't considered. She's 60 years old.
Yeah.
My mom, when I talk to my mom, many times she's speaking with me like that, and I am in the camera.
Well, you're
And
that's
then-
exactly
and then
that's
look
what he was just
That's
saying.
actually what he just said.
I know,
But the
I
chick
know,
could
I
turn
know.
the camera on.
The thing is, like the two
My
parties,
beautiful
the two
fiance,
parties got
Samantha.
so stupid
That's the camera button
that
right there.
anything is a reason,
It's
like
possible.
to make fun or to.
To manipulate, to
And both
say.
do that.
But that's
what
why
I hated about those two parties.
Well, that's why I said earlier. The
I don't
internet
like.
always
yeah.
wins.
Yeah, but
So-
at the
You're
same
right.
time as you just said, if you do hit the camera button, that's my daughter. So if you hit the camera button there, and then the camera comes on, right? So now, and then she's if she's pretending or not, it could be a phone call. But if she has that, and then the chick hits the camera,
There's so many.
To me, that is such a non-problem either way. It's the same with you watch television and you like a show, you know it's not real. We do videos and media for the business where we're simulating meeting with clients and things. Sometimes it's
It
real.
wasn't one
Sometimes
of the
not.
commercial with you and me shaking hands as we loaded up the
100%.
back of my truck with the carpet.
the carpet.
And-
Although all that was real because you did take the carpet to your
But-
garage,
That is true.
That-
and you have been our customer.
That is true.
It is
More than
real,
once.
but to get the right
I am a paid
perfect
actor.
thing that we put on it, we did
You're a
it.
paid actor.
We did like
You
3
see.
or 4 takes, What he was actually here picking up material one day, it was actually for him, all these things. But there's some manufacturing of getting the perfect shot on all of that.
But I'll tell you, I'm watching
was
the West Wing, right? So the
Yeah.
whole thing is about optics. The whole TV series is about optics. So this thing that is happening, like every single episode, I recommend anyone, if you already watch it again, because it's exactly what is happening. It's even planned. Like, oh, we have 8 things to say. When they say that, we just launch one. When they say this, we launch that. They have a bank. Both sides have banks of things how to explore. They have one person dedicated just for that.
Oh yeah,
I know.
social media.
So
Yeah.
Dylan,
anyway.
Well,
Dylan, we got to keep this going because it's getting late. What about you? What do you feel is going to be good about this next presidency? Or hoping for?
One of the things that I was really interested in, well, I mean, there's multiple things, really. One of them, Trump has this kind of crazy ambition where he wants to make the U.S. have the lowest energy costs in the world. So however he gets there, energy rates and things he wants to bring down. And I think that's going to impact all... Similar to fuel, we were all talking about gasoline, Travis. There's energy affects a lot of things too. The cost of energy. I think bringing RFK in, is one of the things I'm really excited about. I think it's crazy,
Too.
all of the shit and chemicals and red colored dyes and shit that's in our food, that the only stores I ever shop at is Whole Foods, and I buy all organic everything. And you don't, even if it's organic, you're turning it over and you're reading the back, and if I can't pronounce it, I don't want to put it in my body. But the amount of work that goes in just to make sure that I'm not consuming crap is ridiculous. And you look at countries in Europe that have all these regulations, and we have the same foods, but when you look at what's in their foods, it's different.
Yep.
That's something that I would love to see here. And that's what RFK is saying he wants to try and do. It's going to be tough because you're fighting against the mainstream big companies who are making all this money, but there has to be changes made on that.
And there are certain foods that are not sold in other countries, like Cheez-Its and things like that, because of all the junk in them.
But what would blow your mind is that Cheez-Its are sold there, but they produce them differently.
Yeah.
They make Cheez-Its without the crap that we're eating.
Have you seen one of these TikToks?
We get the
of
leftovers.
This guy spent 30 seconds speaking. He's trying to buy the best egg possible. Have you seen this TikTok?
No,
He's
I
like,
haven't.
oh yeah, it's like this, and then every 2 seconds there is something that he needs to remember. No, it needs to be this range. It needs to be so to
free
buy it.
range.
Like I used that as my guide because it was perfect. But you know what? You don't find it. It's very, very difficult to find a original good egg. Really hard to find.
I know. You need a farm.
But
You can do it yourself. And I'm not the epitome of health. I'm a little bit overweight. You would be surprised the amount of time and effort I put in every month when I'm doing grocery shopping to not eat shit, just to look like this.
right, and
I don't look that good.
And that is the state of our nutrition
one
system.
of the ways that I was able to lose weight was I cut out any of the preservatives like lunch meat and sausage and bacon.
Nitrites. Don't eat them.
Nitrates and nitrites.
That's just one thing. And then how many plastics are in our food? We have a microplastic issue.
How many different types of sugar you have in food? I know. I'm reading this book. They said 95 different ways. There's 300. He mentions in the book 95 different
all
types
of
of
y'all
sugar.
talk about all that, think about all that. I just eat what the hell I want and live and have fun. And if I die tomorrow, god dang it, I had fun getting there.
Paul, the night I met you don't eat sausage.
I don't eat sausage.
Why?
Way too greasy.
You don't like the way?
Ooh, you see that? It's just a different level of
Way
wariness.
too greasy for me. Yeah, but I'm not one that turns over the read what's in the damn thing. I just look at it and go, hell, that's a package of this. I want to eat it. I'm going to get it.
But imagine if
I want you to have the right to do that and not even have to worry about what's on the
I know
back
what
of
you're
it.
saying, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying.
Imagine you have that, you can eat anything, and then there's no bad things in there.
Right.
No, I understand what you're saying, and there's nothing wrong with it. But the way I was raised and where I come from and my thought process on that is if you take all of your time trying to figure out what the hell it is that's in that you're eating, you're going to wear yourself to death anyways. Why not just eat it?
Well, I'll tell you why, man. I'm not worrying myself to death.
No, I'm not knocking on you. I'm just
I know
saying.
you're not. And even if you did, I'm not losing sleep at night over
No.
it. But I'm just saying, it's
I'm not
things that of course, but it's education from learning how that affects your body. It's crazy. Like
No,
the
I mean,
impact.
there's so much
But
crap
I
out
grew
there.
up drinking water out of the hose outside, eating
Yeah,
whatever.
me too.
And it's not until you learn what's going on. It doesn't
There
take.
shouldn't be fluoride in your water. There shouldn't be
No, there's no reason.
chemicals.
When
in
they
your
implemented
food.
that, that's because people had poor gum health. And like, oh, but we don't need fluoride in our water in today's day and age. Also, Flint, Michigan doesn't have clean water.
Right.
Hey,
There's
beer
so
was
many
invented
different-
because water wasn't poor.
Water wasn't even
pure.
clean enough
Right.
to drink, so they were
Right.
drinking
Purified,
beer.
yeah.
There's all these things. But as you educate yourself on certain topics, some people care, some people don't. I'm not taking away anyone's right to go and buy whatever the hell you want.
No, I'm not saying you are.
I just think for people who, if I worry myself to death about it, I'd love to not have to worry as much. But the choices are, we have the same opportunity to eat the food that other people are eating, but the time and effort you have to put in to find the right stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
I
agree.
On your point, which is
I'm just willing to
nutrition,
do it.
I would put it also. I wouldn't put it together with education in general and health education in general, right? So this is
100%.
And that's exactly what
100%.
Kennedy wants to do. Is he
Yeah.
wants to reinvent the
I'm-
American health nutrition system.
Health nutrition system.
RFK is a fucking stand-up guy.
I think he's a great guy. So
I hope he runs next term.
he's old though, but he's in great
Dude,
shape.
I don't care. He looks like he's so freaking fit, man.
Konrad, what about you? What do
So
you expect?
I really
happy
feel
about
like everyone said everything. I completely agree with RFK. No, it's fine because I completely agree. What I really want from this presidency that lacked in the last one, and Trump admitted it, was that he didn't know how to be a president. He was like, when I got in, people were like, oh, I'll be your advisor, do this. He's like, yeah, sure, all right, go ahead. Now he's like, no.
I'm gonna vet these people.
I'm going to vet these people. And he's already appointed RFK, or said he's going to appoint RFK to revolutionize, radicalize our the United States, food. And I feel, and I'm the same way with you. I think that's huge. I think that's a big thing. He wants to put Elon into the Department of Government Efficiency. To your point, Carol, like
He's going to fire everybody.
To your point, Carol, how you said there's all of these
I don't think
programs
so.
and all of these different things that the
We
government
spend money
just
on
comes
shit
up,
we don't need to.
that they're just like, how are we spending millions and billions of dollars for ridiculous things that does not impact our everyday lives?
I have this conversation with Sam on a monthly basis. Like, where the fuck did this money just go? Where did we spend it?
Exactly.
Most of the time it's Amazon and Target. Let's cut the redundancies out, but that's on a national scale.
And that's on a national scale.
Right.
So, to your point, I feel if Elon does that, I mean, he did that with X, where he cut a huge majority of the employees, and the app still worked fine. Everything continued as business as usual.
I think the app is bigger than it's ever been.
And it worked, exactly. It works better than it was before. And the simple fact was like, what do you do? Oh, I just sit here. Get out of here. You're wasting my money. Get out. And I feel like that needs to happen with the government. They're too big and too fat.
I agree.
With our money.
I think
there ought to be congressional term limits to where they can't stay in there for 30
I agree with that too.
I definitely agree.
I think there's Congress members, senators, people that have inside information that never get targeted for how much money they're making. Their salaries are this amount. How are you a multi-hundred millionaire? Because you're playing the stock market, you got inside information.
Pelosi,
that shouldn't be allowed. That shouldn't be allowed. There's Republicans too. Pelosi's an easy one, but there's Republicans too. It shouldn't be allowed on either side.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
100%. It happens on both sides.
One mandate and she's worth it $55
That's why
million
politics
now.
is so frustrating for everyone at the end of the day, because it does happen on both sides. But it's not an oversimplification. I just think the way it happened to X, it's not going to be that easy in the government. But if they could find a way to do it, would be great. Because I think we spend money in sectors that we probably don't need to.
We don't need to. You're right.
2 more points. One other person that he wants to get into the government is Tulsi Gabbard. I love her. She's a military veteran. I thought her ideas. She was on the Sean Ryan show talking about government spending. Back to this. Biden and Kamala did approve a stimulus or an assistant for junior military enlisted military members. E1 to E3. So they're making bare minimum money. The amount that the government was going to give them was $20 a month increase. It has yet to be passed. And yet the government can find just magically, like, hey, we just did a budget cut. We have $4 billion. Let's send it to Ukraine. Let's send it overseas to all of these.
We need to take care of our own people.
And that's exactly my point.
Too many veterans on the street, homeless, and dealing with
Sean Ryan,
right.
He's a podcaster. He brought in and I forget the name, but the guy was talking about how the government still pays Al Qaeda in Afghanistan.
I've seen that episode.
$100 million a month. $100 million to Afghanistan. 2 weeks later, that news broke all over ABC, NBC, everywhere. It was public, and then it became public knowledge that the government, for all of Biden's terms so far, $100 million taxpayer dollars
per month
have gone to Afghanistan Which, by the way, coming from that place, they do not treat people equal. If you are a woman, you are inside the house. If you go outside, you are completely covered.
We haven't even covered that part yet.
And I have seen it where they stone.
Don't show your hair.
And I've seen people stone girls, beat up girls. I have seen this firsthand. Why are we sending $100 million of taxpayer money a month to a regime that continues this thought process? It is not for the better of humanity. You need to be cut off. You need to stop that. So Tulsi Gabbard has, and it's people like these that have made these situations aware that the government is doing this. But nothing has been done. And nobody from the media or anything is saying anything about it. They're just like, yeah, that's $100 million a month. Sorry, it was a clerical error. It was an accounting error that they said that $100 million gets sent for the past 4 years to Al Qaeda.
CIA shit.
So why aren't those people being investigated?
And that's my point. And that's my thing, is that the government is too big to fail, or if there is a failure, they just go like, sorry, I messed up. I'll just quit. I'll just take my pension and I'll just retire and just get out of here.
You gotta watch Lioness.
You know, and that's...
Oh,
you know, watch that show.
Konrad is our veteran here.
Oh, I know that.
Deployed to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
What would you rate it out of 10, that show? 8?
It's
8.5? It's a good show.
It's up there. It's pretty good.
I would encourage everyone at the table, if you get a chance, to watch the show Lioness. It's a great show about CIA and secret things that are going on, but I think it's like similar to West Wing. I think a lot of the stuff that we watch in the media shows are replicated from real life scenarios. The stuff in this show is not exactly probably what's happening, but it's an idea of like how government things happen, how things get passed, certain things happen, and it's like we're gonna find a way to hide that. We're gonna find a way to turn. You can't do things on soil, but U.S. soil, but we'll go do this over here. And there's just weird things that happen that the only reason they get this information is because there's a little bit of truth to it. Probably more than a little, but there's some truth to it.
2 points.
It's more fiction than fantasy.
Point number one, for
yeah.
any woke friend that is watching, the main characters are all female, right? So
it's a Lioness program. It's all female operatives.
I've never seen it.
So
it's a great show, and it's written by the same guy who wrote Yellowstone.
Okay. Sheridan, right?
Taylor Sheridan. It's a great show.
My second point is that the point I enjoy more about the TV show is the emotional part that is involved. I think the show is focused more on
the impact of what's going on,
the true impact of war,
trauma.
I think if I resonate with that, you like, you can tell that consultants are helping them. You can tell that, So I think this is the level of operation too during the movie. The level of operation, like in details, what's going to happen, the plan or not having plans. This is uncommon for this kind of show. I don't watch it a lot of them. So,
well, the impact between her and her husband and everything, the way she has to live her life, and her husband's like a surgeon.
Yes,
and just the impact of watch the show. It's a great show.
A house husband. He's a house husband.
He's a surgeon.
Yeah, and a surgeon, really, because he
has to take care of the kids because she's always gone.
Yeah.
But the whole focus is on military operation, female predominant.
Yeah. And it's great, so.
It's like Spec Ops, essentially. But no, it's a good show.
And the same level of Homeland, I would say.
Homeland, I love that show. That was so good. Claire Danes was.
I think if you like Claire Danes,
I need you to put the football in.
I got it. We have an excellent Thursday night matchup. Let's get into it.
Okay, so put that on. I'm gonna run the Battle of the Lobos because we gotta do our football thing, all right?
Carol, you want to weigh in this week?
No. I don't watch football.
Week Thursday night, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. What a transition, by the way. This is going to be a good game. This is the time of the year that Joe Burrow starts really kicking it into gear. I still don't believe in the Cincinnati Bengals, but I don't think you can count them out. I'll go first here. I'm going to pick the Baltimore Ravens. Check out that logo. That's a new logo. What do you think? What do you think about that fucking logo with the red eyes?
I'm with that.
That's a badass logo.
I like that logo.
Bengals.
I like it, George. George is really trying to do whatever he can to switch it up, come back ahead. And
George has got a strategy.
he knows something that I don't. But last week, we ended the same. He's finding his way to chop through these games and
George
stay
is
at
that silent assassin.
He's staying at a head pace.
He's like, yeah, I watch football.
We can look
here
real
and there.
quick here, too.
Secretly, he's like,
Our overall record here, we have...
I've got that.
I'm at 221. The
Yeah.
next behind would be Konrad and George tied at 218. Hilton at 217 left, and Paul with a 215. Don't let that discourage you, Paul. There's a long season
Oh,
left.
there's no discouragement here. It's a long season, and you don't win till the season's over, baby.
Yeah, right?
I'm just saying, don't let it discourage you.
And with that being said, let's go Bengals.
I like
wow.
it. Sometimes you
Wow.
got to do something.
No, I like that logo.
I'm gonna go Ravens. Sorry.
Ravens.
That's a mixed up one right there. I like it.
This is...
I've got some different ones this week. You're going to be surprised.
I don't even know if this could be my game of the week because it's a prime football Thursday night game, which historically have been bad.
But it
Minus
could be
like
good.
one game, so it could be good. So I'm going to start this one off as my second
Okay.
pick of the week. You'll find out my first later. Anyone else want to jump on that while I'm here so I don't have to type it later? We don't know.
I'll do it. Number 2.
Number 2 for you?
Yeah.
I don't know the other games.
Well, we'll jump into the other ones. A fun one. It's the New York Giants versus the Carolina Panthers. This is the game held in Germany.
My bad.
right? Yeah.
I got preemptive and happy last week.
You were excited.
Yeah. Sorry. It's a German.
Panthers.
Panthers.
Panthers has a better logo.
I'm gonna go Giants.
So your Panthers. Everyone else just said Panthers. I need a second to process this real quick. I'm trying to think
I
of who
said
plays for
Giants.
who.
Sorry.
You said you did just say Giants. He said Panthers, and then they both said Panthers. So it's me and you. I'm debating this year. Panthers, are they Bryce Young?
I
Giants.
watched the game on Giants and didn't think that they played bad.
I'm going Giants. Just whatever. Doesn't really matter. Patriots, New England Patriots at the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears are at home here, George. If anyone doesn't feel like kicking it off, I'll take the Bears.
I'll take the Bears.
I'll take the Bears. The Bears.
The Bear necessities. All right, we're either going to sweep this or Hilton's going to go another way.
I'll sweep.
That's our
Mother
first
Nature.
sweep of the day. Bear
Forget
necessities.
about- yes.
We have the Buffalo Bills at the Indianapolis Colts.
Bills.
Bills.
Bills. Bills.
That's another sweep. I didn't know if we were going to have a little upset here. Paul's got me on edge. He said, you're going to be surprised by my picks
There's a
this
few
week.
of them. They're not coming up yet.
I know. I'm on the edge of my seat with anticipation.
I can tell.
We have the Minnesota Vikings at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, that's a complicated game for me, but I'm more Vikings than
Vikings,
Giants.
Vikings.
You are the Jaguars?
No, Vikings.
I tried them.
I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't go that far.
All right.
Sweep it.
Sweeping it?
You the same? All right. We got ourselves another
We
little
were sure wrong. We
sweep.
were sure be wrong.
Let it be known, last week we went 80% on sweeps. We did well. We did well. We have the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City
That's
Chiefs.
my game too.
This is your game number 2.
Yes,
That's my game.
And I'll
One.
go with the Chiefs.
I'll go my
What the
game.
hell is what is happening?
Paul's
here?
game
What am I
1,
missing?
Hilton's
What was
game
that?
2 or 1?
Hold on, I don't
And the
know. I
Broncos
haven't seen the
this
other
year?
ones. Let me see.
We'll come back
some
to it.
fight.
All right.
How do you... Hasn't happened in a long time. It's hard to imagine that the Chiefs are going to go undefeated all season.
Broncos on this game all day for me.
But these refs...
I know. Did you see
Don't-
that false start?
Don't discourage them.
But
Let
these
them lose.
refs won't let them lose.
Yes, they will. Broncos. Ain't discouraging me.
You a Bo Nix guy?
Huh?
You said at the beginning you're a
Yeah,
Bo
right.
Nix believer.
No, I'm a freaking
You're a
Chiefs
Bo Nix
hater.
believer.
Oh.
So this is a double whammy. You believe in Bo Nix.
I
and you
believe
hate
in
the
Bo
Chiefs.
Nix, and the Broncos are playing very good ball.
So that's your upset.
They have one of the best defenses in the league as of now.
That is my upset game of the week. That's my game one of the week.
Chiefs for me.
I'll go
Chiefs are due a loss.
They are due a loss.
Chiefs.
I'd have to go up and show you where I picked against them, and I got bit in the ass by a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
It might happen this week for you, but I doubt it. I'm Chiefs. Konrad said Chiefs.
Yep.
You said Chiefs, and you said Chiefs. This could be the upset of the week.
Could be.
Potential. We have the Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints.
Falcons.
Birds.
My bird.
Saints just fired their head coach.
I saw that.
What do we know
Oh.
about statistics on games?
Yeah,
after
and when
head
they
coach?
fire head
Yeah,
coach,
the Jets
they
screwed that
win.
one up.
Well, hold
They
on.
did screw it up.
Last year, that thing was broken
And this year, it also was broken
It's
too.
been broken.
It's been broken
twice.
Twice.
So,
I'm bird.
is that another sweep?
No sweep.
Yep.
Sweep a deeple. Alrighty.
I'm going last on this one.
We have the San Francisco 49ers at the Tampa Bay.
Buccaneers.
Definitely the best 4 and 5 team, the Buccaneers, in my opinion.
Yep.
Injury has riddled them.
But they
Same
still-
thing has happened to the Niners. Biggest point in this game. Maybe I'll go second to last. You're Buccaneers?
No, 49ers.
That's me too.
Bastard.
Christian McCaffrey is coming back.
C-Mac is back.
Nowhere.
You going?
But limited.
Oh, what does that mean?
They're not going to use them all game.
He followed a hot hand. If he gets rolling, I
You
promise
know,
you.
last week,
This is basically his first game of the year. He's going to hit it harder.
Last week-
They might limit him later. He's hitting it hard.
Yeah.
last week the Commanders won, right?
The Commanders did win against
Yeah.
the Giants.
We're on the Commanders yet, though. We're on the Bucks and the 49ers.
Well, Commanders and Bucks for me is the same because that's when I got to use
But the
my
Commanders
voice.
didn't. Oh, they didn't play the Bucks though.
No.
The Buccaneers last week went against the Chiefs, and that was a Monday night game.
Overtime game.
Went into overtime, and it was because Kansas City won the toss. They went down and scored a touchdown. He never had a chance to come back. Arguably, they could have.
Mm-hmm.
Buccaneers they're 4 and 5.
They're 4 and 5. They're the best 4 and 5 team. And
They've got to be,
Yep.
and that's where your head's at.
I'm going Bucks.
Hilton.
I don't know.
That team's not playing, sir.
This is my game 1. This is my game 1 of the week.
That's an automatic big X.
I'll go.
You got to pick one.
Playing at home, Buccaneers. I'll go 49ers.
Yeah, give me that upset.
This is your week to make some comeback moves.
Yeah,
This would be it.
upset, man.
Put me
All
as
right.
game 1.
That's my game 1 of the week.
This would also, man.
No, not that one. The next one.
All right,
Steelers and Commanders. Oh, that's a good one too.
Conrad's game 1. This is my game 1. Anyone else have this as a game of the week with the Niners and the Bucks?
Nope.
Nope. All right, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at
The Commanders.
Commanders.
from Washington.
I'll go with the Commanders.
Great game.
Oh
This is
man, but
actually
the
a good
Steelers is good.
That is my game 2 of the week.
This could be a
That's
great.
my game
This-
1 of the week.
This has got all the workings of a great game.
And that game is going to be won by the Steelers.
Steelers defense has been playing decent, and I believe Joey Porter is going to shadow Terry McLaurin this game and really try and shut him down. Could go either way.
Go Steelers.
I'm going Commanders.
Me too. Commanders playing well, man.
George. Commanders? All right, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Los Angeles Chargers.
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 Sweet, probably. Unless you go all the way, Dylan.
This will be my fun one. I'll take the Titans just for fun. I like Tony Pollard, man. I wish he never left. I'm gonna lose that one, but that's okay. We have the New York, should be New Jersey Jets at the Arizona Cardinals. Angry Red Birds.
I'll go Angry Birds.
They're playing well.
Birds.
Home game for the Birds, too.
I'm gonna go Jets.
I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. How did the Cardinals look last week?
They blew out the Bears.
Good enough for me to go with the Jets on this one.
That's a nice little split. So I'm gonna take the Jets.
Because I don't think the Cardinals can play 2 good games back to back.
I thought that earlier in the season, and they've proven that it's not necessarily the
Well,
case.
we'll see.
The Philadelphia Eagles at my Dallas Cowboys.
Not to ask me.
I know Paul's Cowboys.
One of these days I'm going to get it right.
Eagles for me.
Sorry, guys. This is the first time that I've.
It's not.
Second time.
At least.
Eagles.
I'll go last on this one.
I'm going addition by subtraction. I'm going to take the Eagles.
Wow.
Sometimes in life you got to face the music, and it's not sounding too good
Well,
for me.
if Dylan's taking the Eagles, I'll take the Eagles. You know?
Oh, another upset one for me. I like it. Cowboys win that one. Just division ball.
I wish they do.
My game
Cooper
one.
Rush is going to surprise
That's
everybody.
my game one.
This is my game 2.
My game one.
We can't stop a rush. We can't stop a
Texans
nosebleed. You got Saquon Barkley. I wish we were built like that. We're just not.
Texans at home against the Lions.
You're taking Texans?
No,
Is Nico Collins back?
I'm
Take-
taking
take
the
that.
Lions.
Take Dallas.
I'm taking the Lions. But that's my game one.
So,
I'm taking the Lions as well.
fun fact about this game: the Texans are going to be wearing their all-new uniform, blood red, with the shiny chrome helmets.
Really?
First time that they're going to wear that uniform.
You're
for
picking
this
them?
game. No, Lions.
He's trying to urinate. Yeah,
you should take them.
You should take them.
Pick them.
I'm an August boy, so I'm a Leo.
I know you are.
Sweep.
You got another upset in you? Nope. You got a. All right.
Oh, that's a sweep.
We'll take a sweep.
I'm a Dan Campbell fan.
I am too.
Same
That is
here.
my
Motor
second
City.
game. That's my second game.
Lions Texans.
Yeah.
Dan
For me,
Campbell.
I thought that, but I just it's the same reason why this
Lions are my
Buccaneers Niners
second
one's
team.
sketchy for me because the Niners can be
Yeah.
duds. I think the Texans
Since
are going
Dan
to be
Campbell
duds in
can
this
coach,
game.
that's my. He's an Aggie and a Cowboy. Ex-Aggie, ex-Cowboy.
That's
Yeah.
my upset there. game.
Motor City.
Dan
Campbell.
He played for A&M. He played for Cowboys, and he's coaching the Lions. Why can't I
No,
play for the Lions?
he's
you got to root for him.
he's hard not to root for. He's
Yeah.
just
He's
got that oomph to
And
him.
he's
Ball-
a good dude.
Ball of
I'll go
motivation.
Lakers on this one.
And then our Monday night superstar game. Can you imagine a better game for a Monday night? The Dolphins at the Rams.
I'll go Lakers.
Lakers.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Is it LA Lakers there?
I am
I'm
gonna.
going Dolphins.
I'm gonna go Dolphins.
With
Conrad's going
That's like
Dolphins.
me. That's what I would do.
You fins up, or you taking the old horny boys? Process that.
Yeah, the way you put it.
I know.
I'm fins up.
Ends up.
Oh, I'm the upset.
And this concludes week 10 of Battle of the Logos.
Nice.
And unfortunately, it concludes our episode of Puff Drink Talk. But
Can you believe this is week 10?
no, I can't. We encourage you
Play on
to
whatever
join us next week. And when you do, make sure to like,
Comment.
share,
Comment.
Love us.
maybe hit us with a subscription too. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Donate to us.
We don't have a donate button.
Sponsor.
I've got a pocket.
Venmo link in the description.
I've got pockets. I got Venmo. I got Zelle.
Yeah.
I've got a truck. I'll drive to you and get it.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes.
And
Thank
to
you.
all,
Thank
a
you.
good night.
Bye.
Get 'em!
Book 'em.
Book 'em.
Every time is the gig and hook 'em.
Book 'em.